Good evening, all, and welcome to the Tactical Devils. Man United just won 2-1 against Brentford in I would say, a very entertaining game at Old Trafford. We had the goal scorers. The first goal was from Casemiro himself, the one and only, and also Benjamin Sesko scored that second goal. 2-0 up at halftime, and then Carrick decided to try to kill the game. He went into a back five, and second half was, I would say, and Brentford scored. So there was some squeaky bum time at the end of the dying minutes. But again, I think the game was interesting. It was funny, and I enjoyed it. We will be back just after a short intro, guys. Get your comments in, get your take on the game. I see a lot of people have tuned in already, and I want to hear from Stu and his take on this game, because it's quite a difficult game to decide. Was it a good game? Was it a bad game? How good was actually Brentford, and how good was actually Man United? So again, let's delve into it. But we will be back after the intro. Smash the like, subscribe if this is your first time, and we will be back shortly. Yes, yes, yes. Glory, glory, Man United. Yes, we are happy with the win, guys. So good to see so many tune in already, guys. Smash the like, and here's Stu for you. Stu, how did you see the game, and did you enjoy it?
First of all, big up to everybody in the chat. Big up to the Devilish Tacticos, and big up to our global fan base. How did I see the game? Well, I'm a tad confused right now about the game, but that doesn't mean it wasn't a great game of football, because I thought it was a really, really entertaining game of football. I thought Brentford, although completely disregarded what we said last night and the way we thought they'd play, completely disregarded. They obviously tuned in last night, Keith Andrews, and thought, well, if those two old timers can work out I'm going to play, I'm going to have to completely change it, because he didn't play anywhere near how we thought he would. No. And Carrick kind of surprised us in the way that he set up the team. And I mean, I think we pretty much thought what the first 11 was going to be. I think we pretty much got that right, didn't we? With Ahmed starting the game.
Yeah, only we preferred Ahmed on the right, but he played.
Yeah, that's right. But pretty semantics there. Pretty much as we thought. But ultimately we started the game very, very well, and then Brentford got into it, and I was chuckling to myself really about midway through the first half, and I thought, Thiago, bless him, he's going to go into Keith Andrews at half time saying, "Look, I'm just going home, Gaffer." He's for me tonight. He was laughing his head off, wasn't he? And then he came out a completely different player, didn't he? In the second half, was more aggressive, was more direct. Yeah. The way that Brentford started the second half, we tried to nullify. I mean, we'll go through it in a bit, but we tried to nullify it, didn't we? As you say, we're going through, playing two wing backs, which didn't really work, because it didn't really pacify Brentford at all. In fact, it kind of played almost into their hands in many ways, because Damsgaard got more possession in the second half. Jensen got more possession in the second half. Ataro, I thought, was superb in the second half in his approach. And then the interesting thing about football, as we always talk about, don't we? It's very difficult, isn't it, to get instructions onto the pitch. I mean, Jamie Carragher I don't really like Carragher, but he made one or two really interesting thought processes, when he's talking about certain things in the Arsenal-Newcastle game, about people just can't, you can't hear the instructions. And yet we always say, and I'm a big advocate about, why can't you sort it out yourself? Why have you got to look to, and this is what Lewis Potter did. He was nullified for 10 minutes in the second half, and all of a sudden he realised I've got to deal with this myself. And he got back into the game, didn't he? And as soon as he got into the game, him on the left-hand side, Wataru on the right-hand side, and they really started to push us and press us and pull us apart. Really fascinating game of football, really. So, yeah, look, credit to Brentford. I did say last night that Keith Andrews should be considered, up there, certainly for, a surprise coach of the year, whatever you want to call it, because he's done a remarkable job. And I think Twambala's right, really, in terms of Brentford weren't that clinical. On another night, Jarvis, I think Thiago's popping 2 in his back pocket, isn't he? No problem. He's walking away. And then, of course, me and Jakey called me at half time. We were laughing. And I goes to him, he was babbling on about Bruno's. I said, so I saw Bruno's pass. He goes, what do you mean pass? I saw his pass. I said, you can't call that an assist. He goes, why not? I said, Bruno passed it to Sesko. Sesko touched it twice and then he scored. So you can't call it an assist. I'm not having that, Dad. He's ragging on about it. I thought the Sesko finish was cold. Thought absolutely brilliant. Loved the finish.
Yes, I agree.
Love that. Take a deep breath, control it, move it, and then put it away. And I thought, Casemiro, old Peter Pan himself, again, popping out in the back post, bang. It was a difficult header, that was. To get it up and over Kelleher, by the way, from where he was, a difficult header.
But did you enjoy Casemiro's dying minutes? The shithousery on Collins. Collins, he got a yellow card 2 times when Casemiro diving. That's brilliant. That's class.
That is class. The funny bit for me, and I've got to giggle about this because I did. I'm watching it, and Casemiro, him and Collins that go into the boards, and he comes up and he's giving a high five to everybody, and everybody comes in, their fist bump, and I thought, hold on, if you had just walked through the door, you'd think we'd scored a goal because they were all there, weren't they? Lamans, Maguire, good old Slabby. I tell you, Casemiro, I think it's a foregone conclusion he would be man of the match. I thought he was outstanding today, but I tell you what, KB Mainoo played a brilliant cameo again as an 8. I thought it was superb up and down. He was absolutely, or bridesmaid, I think, to Casemiro. So I thought he was absolutely brilliant. So, look, all in all, hugely happy with the result. Love to see a good game of football. Pleased for Brentford. 2 years ago I was hugely critical about the way they played. I think they're playing better football than under Thomas Frank, personally.
Yes.
They're playing with a much more air of freedom. And but all in all, absolutely happy. But I need to think about the game a little bit more. So when we do a show tomorrow night, I'll have a bit more thoughts on whether or not I enjoyed it from a United point of view, but I'm happy tonight, pal.
Yeah, you make a lot of interesting points. I will come back to you on a lot of them, but we have a couple of super chats while you were talking. So first of all, let's bring this out from Bilal. I am Titanium coming in with a £2 super chat saying absolutely nothing.
He doesn't need to say. Yes.
But let's just share this one. Please share the stream, guys. Yes. And by the way, we are only 9 subscribers from 1,800. So if you haven't subscribed, please do. Thank you so much, Bilal. You are a legend to the channel. Thank you so much. And also we have the 21st century vampire coming in with his
what a legend.
Dracula bit saying, I finally got a prediction right. Big up Jarvis and Stu. Like and subscribe, guys. Hit the hype after the show. Love hearts. Thank you so much, 21st Century Vampire, for supporting with 200 rupees. So grateful for your contributions.
Yes, we
brilliant are. On a day like this when we win a game. It's always good to win a game. But I share a couple of your concerns, Stu. that second half, it worries me a little bit because, we talked yesterday about taking risks. And I would say the first 20 minutes, we were brilliant. We put them on the siege. We totally dominated the game. We had everything under control. But again, after a while, I think we gassed out a little bit because it was an open-ended game. It shifted from one side to the other and back again. So I think a lot of the players felt a little bit tired at times. In that second half, Carrick went into a back five, us being up 2-0. Obviously, he was worried about the Brentford chances, and Thiago had a triple chance. At the end of the second half, he couldn't do anything. Aiden Heaven was the biggest goal threat they even had on the pitch, and maybe they should have had a penalty on the Aiden Heaven when he blocked that cross with his. With his overarm, I would say, maybe elbow. I'm not quite sure, but I will show you the pictures, guys. But I'm just going to sum up how I saw the game. So again, I'm a little bit disappointed with the in-game management again, trying just to kill off the game easily. Why couldn't we do anything? Trying to be more front foot, trying to be more attacking. So again, I don't think we created much on my notes. I think we had the only chance I think we had in that second half was the Casemiro shot. The one when Bruno almost got a yellow card for pushing Thiago into the referee.
Yeah.
So again, we created one chance, and it's not a big chance in that second half. Home against Brentford, being a 2-0 up. And again, I don't like the attitude, how we are setting up. I'm not going to be negative tonight. I'm just saying. So, yeah. I don't know where you are with this, Stu, but
those are my notes. You probably can't see them, but those are my notes. Oh, I think you summed it up. Yeah, I think you summed it up quite well, actually, because ultimately, it was a confusing game from Manchester United.
I'm not sure if I liked it or not.
That's where I'm at. That's why I don't particularly want to. I want to sit on it for a while. Grace, we'll come to your super chat in a minute, my darling. Thank you so much for that.
Big up, Grace. Big up.
And I agree with you. I think for 20 minutes, 25 minutes is very difficult for Brentford. We avoided their strangleholds. We avoided their submission tactics, and we got at them. I saw a lot of hate for Ahmad for his opening strike because of all the great work that Kobe Mainoo had done. Even Jake was saying at half-time, that would have been the assist of the season. I said, but actually, in hindsight, we've got the benefit of TV. Ahmad couldn't have done much more. He struck it hard. He struck it well. He bent it round to the corner. And the guy, if you think about it, the defender, your friend, the Casemiro Collins was looking the other way, and it kind of hit Collins on the leg. I thought actually Casemiro.
I think it hit his calf or something.
His calf,
it was just pure luck. But again, but Stu, on that chance, I would rather Ahmad put it high, because the goalkeeper is not in the goal. You have defenders; they can't save the ball with their hands. Correct. Then you put it high.
So do you remember last year when I made that point with Garnacho? When Garnacho was playing for us, and I said exactly the same thing. He was a very, very similar situation. He went low, and it went in off. Went in off somebody. I can't remember who it was. One of our players. One of our players. And I said if he'd gone high, it was the right thing to do. And you're absolutely right. But ultimately, it wasn't the worst effort by Ahmad, and it's probably come at the wrong time for him because he's not been playing well anyway. So that's the type of thing you want to hit the target, and then it might be a different game for Ahmad. And then of course straight after he was caught well offside, wasn't he? I mean,
yeah.
I thought it was quite funny. They were going, don't think we need AI to measure the offside on this one, as he was in Liverpool when he put the ball, and he almost missed that one. because it hit the far post and then come across to the near post. But the thing about it was for me is that the only players that really got to grips with the game and had a grip of the game for the full 90 minutes was the likes of Casemiro and the likes of Mainu. Yes. And when I mean by they had a grip of the game, they were absolutely excellent from minute 1 to minute 90 for me. I thought Bruno was good in patches, drifted in and out. He got his pass. So I'm sorry, not pass. Assist. He's on 19 now, apparently. So we could do it against the Scousers next weekend. I don't know. And I thought he was good in patches, but he didn't offer the consistency that Casemiro and Mainu did today. Yeah. Controversially, everybody, I thought we were terrible defensively tonight. I don't think we were brilliant defensively at all. We've managed to have landed on the most calmest goalkeeper in Europe when it comes to. He just doesn't panic, that kid. I mean, he had no chance with Jensen's goal, but he just doesn't panic. I thought he commanded his area well. We pulled off a brilliant save off Brentford striker Heaven twice. Two saves off Heaven twice. Brilliant saves, both of them. Yeah. Maguire.
It's almost comical.
Yeah, it is. And here's one for you. Here's a first, everybody. Here is a first. Maguire was woeful tonight. Really bad. He was out of position so many times. Although you could point to the fact that when Atara was going to hit that volley, he the old big noggin in there. I think he scared the life out of Atara.
He didn't touch him. That's the thing. We all saw it. We all saw it. He didn't touch him.
Can you imagine that massive head coming towards you like that? And I thought that was great. And Maguire went down a couple of times and he wasn't touched. I loved the shit out of him in Casemiro. Casemiro goes down like a swan. I thought it was absolutely great. So there were certain the game tonight was absolutely funny in almost a comedic way a lot of the time. Yeah, he did. Yeah, in a comedic way, and a lot of the time, but the way that things unfolded. When you look at Thiago just missing. He couldn't hit a fucking barn door tonight. Thiago. I mean, if you'd given him 50 open goals, he'd have missed 49 of them. I don't know what was wrong with him tonight. But
no, he looked slow. He looked tedious. He looked undecisive. Falling over.
International now. It's a full international now, isn't he?
Yeah, he had a stinker tonight. A real stinker.
Yeah, it was.
He played himself up a little bit in that second half, dropping deep, getting more involved into the play. But again, I think we should praise ourselves lucky that Thiago had the stinker today, because he had that triple chance in the end of that first half. He could have easily have scored 2 of them.
Oh, you should have had 2 in his back pocket tonight. Yeah, should be going back on the bus. But that's apart from me. The header where he was miles offside, by the way. He was in fucking Liverpool, sitting on the same bench as Ahmad. He was miles offside, and he missed the header by a fucking mile as well. And Gary Neville says, "I can't believe he's missed it." And then you could hear Neville's brain going, thinking, "Oh, maybe he realised he was offside, so he couldn't be bothered." Did he? Fuck! He just missed it. That's a terrible game. Really interesting though. I did love the way that. Boxing Straight talks right. Actually, everybody's not been great against Brentford today. They're a very, very good side.
Brentford is a good team. I agree, guys. And Tyrone comes in and says, "We were fortunate tonight, guys. Let's get it right." And this is where I want to go. This is probably my angle on the game, because when I look at the stats, let's just bring out the stats and bring out the cold facts of the game, guys. Where do we have it? So here we go. So if you look at this, I find it a little bit interesting. Just remove the comment and move us up like this. So here we go, guys. If you see that first overall game, we had 45% possession. Brentford had 55. When you go to XG, expected goals, read into it how you like, but Brentford had 143. We had only 127. So according to the stats, they produced bigger chances than we did. Total shots 11 against Brentford's 12. Shots on target, 6 against 4. Big chances, 3 against 2. So accurate passes, 87%, 83 for us. So if you look at the stats,
it's an even game.
It's a very even game. It could have easily ended 1-1, 2-2, or maybe Brentford even nicking it if they had been a little bit more clinical with their striker. But the interesting thing with these stats are, look at this. This is the first half. Man United 8 shots, Brentford 6. We had 115 XG against 172, and we were up 2-0 at that first half. But if you look at that second half, Man United only produced 1 shot on target.
Oh, we were terrible.
And I don't think it was because Brentford came out swinging.
No,
I think it's about us, and it's a little bit worrying because we adjusted ourselves and went into a back 5. Masraoui came on for Ahmad. We played with 3 centre backs and wing backs, or whatever you want to call it. I think they were more like full backs. So again, we went with a back 5. So we played. For me, we played with a 5-3-2 formation with Bruno and Sesko on top, and Mbeumo as the hybrid, as long as Mbeumo was on the pitch. And for me, that's very defensively, almost like a 5-4-1 at times. So again, why would we go 5-4-1 at their own pitch, being 2-0 up at half-time against the Brentford team?
I don't know, really, because the time to go 3 at the back was away to Chelsea. That was the best time to go 3 at the back when we had our defensive issues. We didn't have problems today in terms of our structure, in terms of the way that we set out. But from about 20, 25 minutes onwards, Brentford, suddenly clicked into gear. It's one of those, Brentford were one of those teams that come away, whether it's home or away, and they take 20, 25 minutes, 30 minutes to actually get 1 or 2 really good solid passes together. But it was no coincidence whatsoever that Mr. Damsgaard got hold of the ball.
Yeah.
As soon as he got hold of the ball, that was it. Just little intricate passes here and there, him and Jensen and the Ukrainian.
And Jensen, by the way, Stu, while you're mentioning him, he was, for me, I think he was outstanding. I think he's a brilliant midfielder. And, we talked about him. I talked about him. He was actually open for free this summer if we had contacted him in January. But he always knows.
And then you got that Ukrainian Zelenko, or however you pronounce it.
Yarmolenko, yeah.
Yeah. Again, really, really good. The thing about them is they're very confident and comfortable on the ball. So their possession was nice and neat. And it was, even Cody, did you see the amount of times he skipped past Luke Shaw on, down the right? You got Lewis Potter skipping past Dallo. Sorry, Grace, we're going to get to this in 1 second. We've got to bring Mark in as well because Mark's in the background. Skip past Dallo. They crossed him brilliantly. You're absolutely right. Thiago on another day is having a fucking field day. My old mate, he's bagging 2, maybe even a hat trick with the chances that he's got. We were very lopsided with Harry and Heaven. Not that I thought Aiden Heaven played as good as, I thought he was good today. Harry was just all over the place, with his defending. So, I need to. Yeah. I really do need to digest it and rewatch it and
let's get to Grace's super chat and then we bring Mark in. So thank you, Mark, for being a little bit patient, and you guys, thank you everybody for tuning in. So many people have tuned in, and please, everybody, don't forget to smash the like, and we need more subscribers. Only 9 away from 1,800. So if you subscribe now, you could be number 1,800. So please do us that favor. Stu,
before you read that out, old mate, I think you've got to do something for Grace, don't you?
Yes. And for all the other super chats, from Bilal and 21st Century Vampire. So let's just play this, the drums.
And while you're doing I love this. What's going on? I've been looking in my letterbox, by the way. Fantastic. No, I'm going to be letterbox constantly. Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? Grace says happy with the 3 points, but back 5 at home for 45 minutes. Neville glazing back 5 on commentary. Yeah, absolutely shocking second half performance. Duke Hello, man on the match as always. Grace, you absolute legend. Absolute legend. Love those glasses.
Absolute legend. Thank you so much, Grace Sheridan, D7L with a £5 super chat. Thank you so much.
Amazing. Bilal and also 21st Century.
Yes. Let's bring in Mark. I'm eager to hear Mark's take on the game. But let's do it like this. We can bring out
the three amigos.
The three amigos. Yes.
Big up, Mark. So, how did you see the game? Are you happy with the win or the performance, or do you have anything to say?
Look, we are in April. It is about 3 points and nothing else. So I really don't care how you play when you're in April, but because we got the points. I see what you guys are saying about going 5 at the back. I feel that's because Dalot was so shit and we had no left foot. The only way we could do was push Luke Shaw forward, and that was the only way we could do it. I think it was just that he pulled. It's coincidence, wasn't it? He did not have a good first half. He gets pulled off, and the only option you got for a left-sided player was Luke Shaw. So pushed him further forward, and then Luke Shaw goes down injured. Coincidence? Just saying. But I thought it was a good game. It was a really good game if you were a neutral. That's true.
Yeah.
I think you said it in the group chat. It was counter-attackive. That's because of how much they pushed on. I spoke about it in my preview Friday night. We needed to play deeper because that stops them from playing the long ball over the top.
Not that deep. Because I think when you sit deep, it's okay. It's one thing sitting deep, but you can't lose your aggression. You can't be passive.
Well, we didn't press at all. So that says to me,
that's the thing. You can't sit deep and be passive.
But if the other team is expecting you to press and they set up going, this is how we're going to get out. Now you've thrown them a curveball. So they're not set for how they're expecting you to play. So sometimes it is worth doing it, Jarvis, because it just goes, we got our 2 goals.
Yeah.
And the players' legs, they didn't seem to be there. And that's probably more worrying than anything. Another 7 days. And they haven't got, 8 days between matches, technically. And they haven't got the legs to get out in the second half. But we also had a very weak bench. We couldn't make any more for the 3 subs. So I was happy. I'm happy with the 3 points. I'm absolutely buzzing. Casemiro is an absolute god. I told you, Jamie Carragher, eat your words, because the only thing that's left football is Carragher's opinions. So, because what's that? 9 goals in total for United this season. 8 with his head, 7 from bloody set pieces. There you go. It is what it is. And this guy,
he had more.
He is the pinnacle of the word swan song. So,
but he could have had more. He had our only chance in that second half. That shot right outside the 18-yard box. It was close to the post. The players wanted a corner kick. I don't know why, but Bruno almost got a yellow card pushing Thiago into the referee.
But it clearly did look like the keeper touched it. I think if you hit the shot in real time, you're thinking the keeper's got a touch, but he didn't.
Yeah.
But I just wish Amarin had worked this out, because Mainu and Casemiro are really bonding together. I said from the start how much Mainu looks up to Casemiro, and they're just clicking. Their covers, the way they cover on the angle, not just straight lines.
But he's 8 weeks too late. This is the problem. Mainu's 8 weeks too late. We're clicking with Casemiro. He's only done.
Well, that's my point. That's only on one person. That's on Amarin, not even utilising him at any point in there.
And even the beginning of Casemiro. Forget, if you take out the City and the Liverpool match, he's been shite in between. But now all of a sudden he's stepped up his game again. He's got to, because if he wants to make the England squad,
well, a lot of it does come down to that, Stu. You know that. I know that.
But to be fair, tonight He was fucking outstanding. I mean, it's the best box to box performance I've seen Mainu play in his entire career. And we're talking tackling, aggression, tight spaces, reception of the ball, delivery of the ball, vision. You know, his little dribbling run. We haven't seen that. Nothing like that. And we knew we got it in his locker. So I was criticised. Was it 2 weeks ago, Jarvis, about my point on Casemiro, and the point I was making was that Mainu, the Mainu that we know that can play to the highest level has turned up the last 2 weeks, and we need him to turn up again. And I agree with you. I think the Mainu Casemiro combination, it's always been there. We've always known it would work, but Mainu hasn't delivered. And I think he's had a sniff. I'll be honest with you guys, and I really will be honest with you. I think he's had a sniff, lads, that he's got a chance of going to the World Cup. And and I think he's been told that if you perform to this level, then you're on the plane. Because let's be fair, nobody can tell me 4 weeks ago he was nowhere near the plane, was he?
No, definitely not.
Plane.
So there is one actual thing which you've just alluded to with Mainu and Casemiro. We didn't press, so Bruno was closer.
Yeah.
So that made more of a free in midfield and made him just be able to drag that a little bit wider, find a pocket of space a little bit more.
Yeah.
And when we've been pushed back in the last couple of weeks as well, because of how Chelsea pressing, Bruno had to be deeper. This is where I've always said Bruno is the problem in the sense of he presses higher than the striker, which leaves those two exposed. When he doesn't do that, actually our midfield is really solid. And they can pop those passes around and get out. And then you let the striker stand offside, and you play wide and you put the ball back across. And it would work. But I think the sniff is a real obvious point of why he would really be stepping it up. Maybe even Casemiro. He wants to go out of the World Cup. Maybe he retires after the World Cup.
Totally agree.
Because he's actually got dropped in the last few games and they've had to put him back into being starting. So
yeah, that's true. That is. And Luke Shaw.
Who cares? It's benefiting United and we need 2 points. Well, 1 point in my eyes, as I always said, 4 points is enough. You're not going to drop.
Yeah, we need
lose every game after and get one draw. So
yeah, we need a point. Well, I think we're 11 points.
We're 11 points clear of 6. If we draw with Liverpool, it's done.
It's done, yeah.
But if we lose to Liverpool, we would still need 2 points.
2 points, yeah. That's if Brighton.
We're going to beat Liverpool.
I reckon we need. Maybe we are good already. Maybe 61 points is enough.
Well,
how is Brighton going to go on a 12-point streak? I can't see.
Brighton have to win.
Doesn't matter. They only need 3 against us.
Yeah, and we've got to lose.
Yeah.
So
it is about. If you think who we have to play, Jarvis, there's probably a bad run in. You've got Liverpool trying to overtake us. You've got Nottingham Forest fighting for survival.
Yeah.
You've got Sunderland, who probably still feel like in with a shout of getting conference league.
Europe. Yeah.
And then you got Brighton, who are in a European place currently.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, I think are they? Yeah. It keeps changing.
No, they're in. They're 6. They're a clear 6 at the minute. Brighton, by virtue of their victory at Chelsea, aren't they? So a clear 6.
So
it's really interesting.
But I think Sunderland, they lost 5-0 against Forest this weekend. I think Sunderland is happy.
That's what I mean. I don't see us not getting those
their
points.
season is over. I think that will be an easy win.
Well, no, we got to go to Sunderland.
It's different from Sunderland away.
We got to play them on their patch. Different game. That won't be that easy. They're a good side. And as Mark says, if Sunderland pick up a win this weekend, it suddenly changes their season again. I mean, I was looking at the Championship today. If I think it's Southampton, Ipswich tomorrow, isn't it? Tomorrow night, and then everyone's on 44 games or 45 games or whatever it is, and it's so fucking tight.
If Wrexham get in the Premier League, mate, I'm giving up on football.
Well, I think if Southampton make the playoffs, they'll go through. They're playing too well at the minute. They should have beaten City, shouldn't they? Let's be honest. But anyway,
I just mean 4 straight promotions.
Oh yeah, Wrexham. Yeah. But the interesting thing about us is we wrote Liverpool off, or most people did, apart from us three on this channel didn't, and we were all in agreement. Watch Liverpool, all three of us on a Jarvis corner 3 weeks ago. We're all in agreement.
What did I say about Villa? I said Liverpool. All of us will end up above Villa.
Yeah, we said Villa would drop.
You did,
and we all said that Liverpool would come good, and Liverpool have come good at the right time. All this bullshit.
Actually, when did we play Forest?
We got a couple of weeks yet. All this bullshit.
Well, no, it's not that I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about their European match. Are we playing them either side of the European match against Villa? Because that's going to be it's going to be throw a match, isn't it? Because they should be safe from relegation. I think we are. I think we
should be playing them in the middle. Yeah, we should be actually.
Yeah, it is. We play them on the Sunday, and then they go away for the second leg. So we're the game where they have to rest players. I think.
Yeah, I think Forest. I think Jarvis, what you're talking about, Forest beating Sunderland 5-0, then that makes perfect sense. I think he's probably said to them, "We need the game. We need to win the games before we play the semi-final." Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah, makes a lot of sense. But look, it's fascinating. Again, it really is fascinating. Mark, you could reach your 69. I could reach my 66. Do you know what? We'll probably end up with 67.
Hey, we're all there or thereabouts. We weren't on it, but
except somebody. We were joking a couple of weeks ago, right, Mark? Because Jarvis had been on 55 points for 2.5 weeks.
Yes.
Jarvis, if we fail Champions League football, there's only one person getting the fucking blame.
Stop blaming me, guys.
I said to him, you're going to phone the Premier League in the morning, aren't you? Say there's a big bomb threat. Cancel.
I'm wondering if Jarvis is running VAR.
Well, I think he might be. But no, it's one of those, isn't it? I'm glad we got the 3 points, but very impressive.
But guys, let's get into to the hard facts of the game, and I just want to show you this the Kobe Mainoo on fire thing, and. There's so many things on this. Kobe Mainoo is a brilliant player. How he receives the ball in the half turn, and just drives with it. Damsgaard, he can't keep up. He and at this moment, I want to take it back a little bit. If you look at Sesko in this instance, how Sesko opens up the room. He takes a diagonal run. We always talk about the diagonal run. He drags the centre back with him and opens up a big space in this pocket. So again, there's so many things in this attack that was really good. I'm just gonna take it down and bring it up again. So here you see Kobe Mainoo striding on the ball. Oh, what a brilliant technique! And now it's Diallo. And again,
and he's just fucking shit at shooting. Oh my god, just lift that. Just lift that down the middle, handball, whatever you want. Red card early on. Just put it down the middle.
From a defender's point of view,
you have so many options. Just put it high.
He got lucky. The defender did. There's no two ways about it. And it wasn't a bad.
Hit him. He didn't block it.
That's right. Yeah, and it wasn't a bad strike actually. But if I'm Mainoo, I'm using my left peg and I'm toe poking that underneath.
I'm going over the keeper. I'm not staying on my feet. I'm getting the pen at least because it looks like the ref is ready to give the pen. He's playing advantage, so he knows the keeper's caught him.
Yeah,
and he stays up.
It was really strange. I mean, I've never seen Mainoo do that. I mean, he got no pace, but he showed strength and determination. And
that's what he done in the 18s all the time in a 10 position. I mean.
My point is not really demonstrated that for the first team. As I said, he's been quiet, and then he woke up against Chelsea. Woke up even further tonight. Likely to be awake again until Tuchel names him on the plane. And you're right, it's for the benefit of us. But
do you think it's a prime example?
That's why I would have toe poked it.
Look how much time he has on the ball. Look here, how much time. And the goalkeeper.
He can take a touch, Jarvis. This is what I'm saying. He can kill it and just a bit like Sesko did with his goal, kill it and then just slam it down the middle. Just pass it high, mid waist down the middle, and it's a goal all day long. It's really inexcusable.
It's almost like he's trying to put it high. It's just a bad touch. Because if you look at his body position, he leans back. And you do that if you want to set it high. So again,
I'm not eating his lunch on that at all. I don't think it's as bad as everybody's making out.
He could have had a first half hat trick. It is that simple. He could have had
a first half hat trick. But let's put it this way: if it doesn't hit the defender, it's in.
Yeah, it is inside.
And I know the defender got lucky. Trust me, lads. I know that. I said to Jarvis, didn't I? He's facing the goal. The defender. It hits him on the back of the calf.
Yeah, it's one of those you dangle your leg as it's coming back.
Yeah, the defense has got nothing to do with it. He didn't know it. It's like being knocked out with a punch. You don't see it coming. He didn't fucking know that.
Do you think Kobe Mainoo, like the form, and like you're saying, this game, the Chelsea game, and he step. This shows how low his confidence, maybe in his own ability, was. It's okay coming on and doing your job, but then you have to have that confidence to step out of your comfort zone of doing the job and trying something on the ball. A little touch here, a little dribble. Because he done a few little touches and turns and things against, who was the first game back? Was it Arsenal or City? When he came in and then just, when he sent someone for a hot dog, he just drops the shoulder and lets him run across him. And that's all he'd done.
Yeah.
But now he's driving with the ball. And I just wonder if it's that real, with the England call up, with the boost of confidence, this is what he can do when he's playing on fire, because people speak so highly of him. I just listened to the Paul Pogba interview with Rio last, and he speaks so highly of Kobe Mainoo.
Yeah.
So on ability, if it sees us through for another 4 games, I'm happy.
Well, this is it. I mean, Tuchel will be happy with him. Alex Scott will be the one that loses out, unfortunately, and he's had a stellar season for Bournemouth. He was in the squad up until Bellingham came in, and he got removed for Bellingham. Wharton might be hanging by a thread here for Mainoo. It'll be really interesting to see what he does. You got Harry Maguire right back in there.
I wouldn't drop Scott. I would drop Wharton for me.
You what? Sorry.
I would have dropped Wharton in the England squad.
Yeah, he dropped Scott, and I don't see Scott, so I think Wharton might not make it anyway because of Kobe. Elliot Anderson, we know, is a starter. Pretty
it's
much.
Funny because Kobe and Wharton played in the 21s and the 19s and everything together. They're not as similar as everyone for some reason wants to make out.
I don't know why they say that. No,
because they played together. They know each other really, really well. Like growing up through what would have been the Lily Shaw days, which they don't have anymore, and they just pull them out of their clubs. They played a lot of games for England through the youth, and they're not as similar. So I can understand Wharton going because it's sometimes about combinations. So if say you take your 30-man squad and you're going to cut it to 25, Wharton's there and he's linking up with
26 this year, isn't it a bigger squad this year because of the amount of games?
It is, but you're still going to kick some out, aren't you?
Yeah, you've got to put them onto reserve, haven't you, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yes. So if Wharton and Mainoo are linking together, and you've got Bellingham, Rice, who Mainoo and Wharton are used to, as well as Anderson, I think that's your midfield there.
Well, I think Jude's looking at lucky to get the call because
he'll go because of the name.
Go. Yeah, but he's just not doing it for Real. He's been injured a lot this season. He's had a lot of problems.
But what Real Madrid player hasn't?
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. And he's had a lot of problems this season. I'm not really sure, but he'll get. Yeah, anyway, I don't know why we're even talking about it. He will go. But I just think that brilliant, by the way, for Harry Maguire. As bad as he was tonight, he still demonstrated on the 1 or 2 occasions how valuable he is in the air, but his overall position. When was the last time I criticised Harry Maguire, Joe?
Yeah, and he had a poor game today. I agree. But you got to give it to him. He had an assist on that first Casemiro goal on that header. He headed back to Casemiro on the first goal.
Harry Maguire doesn't call that an assist. He calls it a header across. He doesn't call it an assist. He's old school, big slabby.
Yeah, I think he was going for far post. I don't think he was going for a pass.
Yeah, that's it. That's what he'll say. I was aiming for the far post, Gaffer.
I didn't think he had a bad game. I think he had been. So I thought we sort of did play free at the back because we pushed Heaven into midfield, or at least that's what we were trying to do.
Yeah.
So I think it got a little bit out, and he looked out of position because of what we were trying to do.
He was positional play
on
today,
the ball. But like you say, when the ball came in the box, when we knew long throws would come in, we knew their throw crosses in, he was there.
Yeah.
And that's all we ask of him. We ask for him to be there when the ball's in the air, and the other centre back to be there when it's on the floor. But if you notice, since Carrick's come in, Michael Carrick or whoever, whether it's Woodgate or anyone else, they've sort of stopped Harry Maguire passing the ball.
Oh yeah, he doesn't do that anymore. He didn't look fit anyway, to be fair. I'm not really sure that in 2 weeks. So, no, he's probably had about, did he have?
He's probably had a month off.
Yeah, he's had 4 and a bit weeks off, hasn't he, Maguire? So he didn't look particularly fit for me, and he was caught out of position a couple of times, really. Absolutely, but you've got a player like Heaven, who I think has completely changed everybody's opinion on how you cannot play for 8 or 9 weeks and suddenly come in and be absolutely dominant and commanding. I mean, the kid was superb again today.
About wanting it, isn't it? He's a prime example of having your opportunity, taking it, wanting to be a professional footballer. If I fuck up, someone else is coming in, I need to take my opportunity.
Absolutely.
I've got 2 more games to stop Martinez from coming back for the last game of the season. That's the way I'm seeing it.
No, 100%. And I'm telling you something for nothing, gents. He plays a full season for us this year. He's off to the World Cup. 100%. You told me about defending. You're not putting John Stones above him. You're not putting an injury-prone John Stones above a fully seasoned 38-game Aiden Heaven. Are you?
Well, John Stones being released by his club, you can't really go to the World Cup.
Yeah, but the thing is, Heaven, you saw he's very raw in his game. He's very raw. He's very erratic in his game. You know, sometimes he doesn't think in Heaven. Sometimes he doesn't think. He just launches in. And you know,
we didn't see that today. And I think you're right. I was going to just about to say before, as you started talking, 180 minutes ago, he was diving it. Well, 170 minutes ago, he was diving into tackles, and we thought, "Fuck me, he's going to give away a penalty in the first 10 minutes of the last game."
Chelsea.
In the Chelsea game,
that's what I said. That's exactly what I said.
Now look at him. He was rock solid. He's striding out. He's taking the ball. He's stepping into midfield, finding passes. He's beating a couple of players wide. He's very comfortable in the ball. He's very confident.
That's why I was very careful to say a 38-game Aiden Heaven, who's played 38 games in the Premier League, walked into that England side. Yeah. Absolutely.
I rate him very highly.
Alongside Gay. Two best in the Premier League. I cannot believe what I'm seeing. And I'm a centre-half, gents. And I cannot believe what I'm seeing for the kid who's been out for 8 weeks, 12 weeks, however long last time he kicked a ball. I can't remember last time he kicked a ball from Chelsea onwards. Can you tell me? No. Exactly. We don't know. He's been brilliant these last 2 games.
Guys, I just want to show you something talking about Aiden Heaven. And I think we dodged a bullet in that first half.
I disagree.
Could have been a penalty. And it's just my take because what I want you to pay attention to right now is Aiden Heaven's shoulder. And the way, he has Thiago in his back, but the way, I think he sets out his shoulder right before the ball hits. And if you look at the, let's just bring it here. So right now, you see here, it hits his arm, his elbow, right in front of Thiago. So he clearly obstruct a big chance by hitting it with his arm. And for me, this is a natural position. This is not when the ball is in the moment the ball is coming. So for me, let's just play it through and you can have your say for everybody to see it in slow-mo. So okay, I'm just gonna do it like this. There you see. Did you see his arm go out a little bit at the end?
Yeah, it's a simple one, that one, Jarvis, my old mate. He completely lost flight of the ball because Big Harry M was in his way. So I'd have been saying to the ref, I couldn't see the fucking flight of the ball. I got Thiago pushing me down. I was trying to get my balance.
It's not an unnatural position.
No, I think it's all right, that, to be fair.
So
I think it's okay. It wasn't even.
Before we go into what we think about it. I got a question for the chat. Because before you put that up, who would you loan, Euro or Heaven? You can only loan one because funny people are saying to loan out Heaven. And do you remember the conversation with Paul Scholes and that? And there was a thing saying where Paul Scholes said he would loan Euro.
I'd loan Euro.
And I can see why. So guys, have that because I think when we look at this. Right now, there's contact on his arm. So his arm is out to shield the player. And his body is already tilting forward with the player who had made contact with his back. So he doesn't need to move up.
Yeah, but
I think you could easily argue
go back. Look at this, Mark. Look at this. Look at the elbow of Thiago. And there.
But it's on his left shoulder. It's on that shoulder. And if you watch where it hits, it actually does make contact with the badge on his shirt, which is not handball.
You know, as a former footballer, I think it's always like if the hand starts to go for the ball or if the ball go to the hand. And for me, it looks like his arm is going
Jarvis,
after the ball.
You're right about that. But
yes. And for me, you know, that's a clear obstruction. He hinders the ball going into Thiago's feet. And, you know, if I was in the VAR room, I would have given a penalty.
Well, you would be wrong by the letter of the law because it hits the badge on the shirt sleeve, which is not handball. It has to be below the shirt sleeve.
Okay, yeah, well, if let's see, okay, yeah.
The biggest thing on this one, gents, is Thiago pushing him. That's the get out.
That's where you can't be clear and obvious.
Yeah, that's the get out free card. Is being pushed. He's being pushed down. But I'm still blaming Big Harry Maguire on that one. I'd have been good. Ref, I couldn't see it. Big Harry was doing it.
I've been there, Stu. I've missed a sitter where it's come over the guy's head, jumped, missed it, and it's like hit me and gone. Whoa.
Yeah. The interesting thing for me though, it wasn't even queried, was it, on VAR? Am I right in saying that?
No,
I think they see it straight away, hits the badge, and it bounces off the badge, so therefore it's not handball.
Jarvis, my old mate, I can see where you're going with it actually, because what you're talking about is.
So you're talking about a chicken wing.
You're talking about chicken wing. Yeah, that's what I call it, a chicken wing.
Well, the thing is, it's not on purpose because he's not searching for the ball. He's trying to put his hand on the hip of Thiago to get control.
Yeah, and it's not there.
Yeah. So he's taking out his arm like this, and while doing it, he
shields the player.
So again, it's very clumsy. It's not on purpose, but again.
But he's also had a nudge. He's also had a nudge for that. And that's the key element. It's look, do you know what? The funny thing is here, gents. Here's the thing.
It's Trevor Wade. The long lost Trevor Wade.
It's the first time. It's the first time we've got away with something like that. Because
that's what I said.
We've had even softer penalties given against us for it, and we haven't had softer penalties. So maybe we deserve to get away with it. I feel a bit fair on that one. I'd like to take you back, though, to the fairy cake that is Sir Harry of Maguire on this time. Fuck knows what he was doing. Did you see his hands up like that? I mean, what the fuck?
He's misjudged that one. But can we just say, though, Jarvis, please tell me you've got the next 2 seconds. What a save. The keeper is on his way down.
Yeah.
And he reaches up and strong hang. Like there was some really good saves in this match from both goalkeepers.
I only have it from the full angle, not the close up. But
what a save that was! Like
fantastic save.
So let me just bring it up. Yes, here we go, guys. So there's a brilliant cross. I think it's Damsgaard who.
It was a lovely play to play again, though, wasn't it, by Brentford, by the way? Oh, that of a save. Do you know what I think was
not well cast, but it's just the way how he slows his momentum almost to a stop to get the arm up because he's actually collapsing because he's expecting the header to go down. He's expecting the touch to come off the strike and go into the net.
I think his best save was the. Not Lewis Potter one in the first half. What was it?
The one where he gets his hand to it, where he spreads down low.
Yeah, gets down low. Yeah, I'm just trying to think who got the strike, and it was the pass.
Kamada or whatever his name is, the right winger will come over and
Watara. That's it. Jarvis. pass from Damsgaard was fucking brilliant. Brilliant ball in. Absolute brilliant. A great save that. Also, the Heaven slide tackle from the back. I mean, if he didn't get that right.
On Thiago, yeah.
And he saves that. He
saves that as well, yeah. Lammers was absolutely top drawer today. Brilliant.
I just want to check the poll because we were voting for man of the match. I just want to see where we are at the moment.
There's only one man in the match.
Okay, so who's your man of the match?
Fucking Casemiro. I gave. You can go watch my rating show afterwards, but I'm telling you now, man of the match, Casemiro, 9 out of 10. What more could that guy have done?
I went with Casemiro.
But I gave Kobe runner up because I gave Kobe an 8. I thought the way they played together is what made tonight.
Yeah. To be fair, if you could give an 8.889 or something stupid like that, that's what you give Kobe, isn't it? Because he was as good as. I thought with Casemiro tonight. I said to Jarvis, the last 5 minutes, Jarvis was crying. He thought it was brilliant the way he tore Collins apart. He thought Jarvis was almost laughing his head.
That's the kind of shithousery I want to see. And I just want to ask you guys. Let's say next season, if we sign a player like Fernandes, Mateus Fernandes, who's 20, we sign a player like Balebas, 21. You won't get this kind of shithousery and dragging you over the line in the dying minutes. These are the type of situations that you have these older players that actually do. They are helping the team. And Casemiro made it twice. He has no shame in doing it because what matters for him is to win the game, do whatever it takes. And for me, I made a statement, an argument for us signing at least one older and more astute player with a lot of experience before next season, just to help us out.
We've got to, and it's got to be a midfielder. It's got to be another Eriksen, even if it's a free transfer. It has to be, because if you're going for youth in that midfield, you need know-how. You need know-how in your spine, and if they're not going to play, they need to be there.
Yeah, and cheeky 25 million bid for Sander Berge. Yeah, I would love that. But I also said maybe we should Palhinha, or maybe we should try to go for a guy like Jensen, for example.
We should have got Palhinha in the summer. We all know that. I've said this. We should have got Palhinha. He's had a tough time at Spurs. He was brilliant the first half of the season, and he dropped off because Tottenham dropped off.
Yeah, but we don't want a player who wants to play.
No, but I don't know whether Palhinha does now. Yeah, I mean, I know what you mean. I don't know if he does, but he would have been the right man for us. But we're never going to get him now anyway. So it's a ship sailed, that is. If you bring in Sander Berge, he's going to want to play as well. I don't know what
I think Palhinha is the right kind of player. He's now going to be relegated.
What about Goretzka? Goretzka is one of those who are on a free transfer this summer. Goretzka, Bayern Munich, yeah. For me, he could be the one. Goretzka.
Yeah, I don't know how he would fit in with the United team, as in knowing the players.
No, you should get
also that know-how of the Premier League.
Do you know you should get? And when we won't, because we missed the boat, we should have got Pascal Gross. He went back to Brighton for what did he go back for, Mark? You know Brighton. Was it 15 million? Less than 20?
Oh, it was peanuts. And it was less than what they sold him for.
Yeah, we didn't even think about Pascal Gross. He's made a massive difference. He has a huge difference. You got Danny Welbeck.
Don't forget how easy is it to step back into a club, same as
true. Yeah, it's a bit different. United. Yeah, it's a bit United. Look at who did Arsenal sign from Brentford?
Yeah, Norgard.
Norgard. Look at Norgard. Yeah. We'd have taken Norgard. He hasn't had a sniff. I think he's been injured, though. I think he hasn't had a sniff at Arsenal. And you take Norgard all day long. You really would all day long. You take these.
And when he has come in, he's looked like a player.
He's looked very good. Now. These guys that we're talking about are so underrated because they're not a Goretzka. They're not a Harry Kane. They're not a big name. But you look at the Brentford squad today. Look at the way that Damsgaard played. Look at the way that Jensen played, Jarvis, Mark. Look at the way that Atara played. These guys, know what they're doing. When they get the ball, they know exactly what they're doing. They know how to do it, when to do it, and why to do it. The fundamentals of football. And, I was watching a clip of Arsenal and Barcelona in the Champions League final many years ago. You got the likes of Ronaldinho on the pitch, Xavi, Henry, all these great players that don't exist anymore. Actually, they do, but they're just not called Henry anymore. They're not called Ronaldinho. They're called Jensen.
No, but they're also a little bit more aged, a little bit more cultured.
Yeah, they're called Jensen.
Pirlo. You think how Pirlo still was going towards the end when everyone had gone. And like you say, so you've got a Goretzka, you've got a Polina and people like that who are still playing, but 5 years ago is when they should have had a transfer value. Now they don't.
That's right. Yeah. And Polina, bless him, should have come to us. We couldn't be bothered. Bayern Munich spend 50 million. And who do we go and get? Fucking Agate.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
again,
what are we doing?
Never to sign.
Yeah, what are we doing? Sander Berge could have gone in for 4 million quid, 20 million.
And by the way, guys, what's your take on Matthias Jensen on his performance tonight as the DM?
He was brilliant tonight. I don't like his headband, but I thought he was excellent.
I think it's hard because, like you said, we didn't press, so we allowed them to play in that and just dropped off and tried to keep the space and make them play wide. Because it was, we said go wide, put the ball in the box, Harry Maguire will head it clear. That's pretty much what we did. Jensen, great goal, but Dallow's an absolute wimp. Should have taken it in the face. He ducks, and that's why the keeper doesn't see it till late and doesn't get across. But he does keep it simple, and there's a lot to be said for a clock. Someone who just tick tock, keeps that ball moving. And that's what we need. So when many people are linking us to an Anderson, a Walton, and things like that, there's plenty of players out there who keep the ball ticking. And that's why Michael Carrick was so underrated.
Yeah, I thought he was good tonight, Jensen. I thought his ball retention was strong. I thought his ball usage, was strong. I thought his vision was good. His availability, that's the key. His availability. He was constantly looking for the football. Damsgaard, constantly looking for the football. Zelenko, whatever his name is, constantly looking for the football. I like players like that.
Yarmolenko,
Yarmolenko,
Ukrainian.
Yeah, they were all looking for the football, and I like that. And we
were allowing them to, Stu. That's what I'm trying to say. We didn't go man. I thought we might go man for man and go attacking, but we didn't. We sat off and went for counter attacking.
It's how you use it, and they used it very, very well. So when you allow a team to do it, it doesn't matter if they don't use it, and they used it very, very well today. They pushed us with pace when they needed to, and moved us around the pitch when they needed to. And I love that about, I almost text you guys in the group tonight, because I'm quite quiet in the group. You know me, I'm quite quiet. I almost text you guys and thought, wow, I've really enjoyed watching Brentford more than us tonight because of the way they played the game. Simple. And we talk about it all the time, us three. We talk about the game in its simplest terms all the time. And I saw a Brentford team try and do that. And then as Jarvis is right in his rant earlier, Mark, I then see Carrick completely shut us down. So what you were talking about, how we allowed them to play and we did get at them, we then shut ourselves down. We strangled ourselves. When we were doing our show last night, Mark, we were talking about the way that Brentford pushed us through the middle and strangle you. We strangled our fucking self tonight for some reason.
I don't think Bruno should have gone as high as he did when in the second half. Because my whole thing when I done my preview was seal up the middle, even almost bring in the wingers and say play outside of us.
That's what you said, Joel.
We're shut down the middle because that's where they want to come from. We'll drop off. I know Jarvis is saying not that fucking deep, but drop off, close the middle. Now you can't play your long ball. You can, if you've got pace, you need space to run into. There isn't any, so you can't now run in behind, or it's got to be a perfect pass. And we can all accept being beaten by a perfect pass, but someone goes from deep and gets there. But then I sometimes think Bruno doesn't understand the message, right? Because it was, for me, it was 5-4-1. That's that. I thought you're shutting it down. You're 5-4-1 counter. Bruno, why the fuck are you up front? oh, he's doing the press thing again. No, don't do that. Just drop in.
He was pressing on his own.
He pressed the goalkeeper, the centre half, the left back, the right back, the away end, the home end.
And what you tell someone, if you don't press as a team, don't press at all.
Yeah, you don't press singularly. So I wanted Mason Mount actually from the start tonight.
And did you notice Mount didn't press when he came on? There was some things you're like, go chase the ball. He didn't. He dropped off 5 yards.
100% noticed it. Yeah. I was quite surprised by that. But again, as we said, Carrick strangled us in the second half for some reason. And then, interestingly enough, when Jensen, I thought it was a good strike. I agree with you. I think Lamans was unsighted. He didn't have
Dallo just does enough with the player. They sort of split, and Dallo, he doesn't duck like down, but he just does that, and it just misses his head. And I'm like, you take that in the face, they don't score.
He's no Harry
because you've taken one to the face.
He's no Harry Maguire. He's not going to launch that big slab head like he did with.
Have you ever had one when someone drills one? You've got to plant your feet and just sort of take it and bang, and it ends up over the halfway line. But you end up in A&E.
Yeah, I've had more than one. More than one of those. But you can see it coming, can't you? Because you know what's going to happen.
Yeah, he was easily hitting it, and what it was.
Your body down. You squat down a little bit, get your body squatted, so you're stiff, and
you assume the position. You literally go full tank, arms come out like that, and it's bang, like
But the only old mate, are you tired, dude?
No. I'm just taking out my snooze. I'm trying to hide it a little bit. But I just want to ask you guys, unpopular opinion: we should sign Granit Xhaka. Could he be the astute? He did well at Leverkusen under Xabi Alonso.
Yeah, the thing is, these
aren't captain at Sunderland.
Yeah, these aren't unpopular opinions. They're actually knowledgeable football opinions, and this is what I always.
It's almost like the Ross Barkley thing we talked about last season.
See, Mark made a point, and I'll in the summer. Why didn't we go for Jordan Henderson? No, nobody. You fucking Jordan Henderson. He's shy. Watch the guy play.
Careful now, Stu. Careful.
No, I'm just saying, watch the guy play football. There's a big fucking difference.
But he's a Liverpool guy.
I know you can't. I know all of that.
No, it would never happen.
The point is,
he ended up a little bit more than just a Liverpool player, didn't he? Yeah, with what went on.
But the point is that Granit Xhaka is in that mould. They're similar types of footballers. Jordan Henderson will he'll get his foot on the ball and he'll take the sting out of a game. He'll knock it 30 yards, he'll knock it 5 yards, and he'll play football. Granit Xhaka's the same. He'll get it and he'll move it. He'll push it. People always used to laugh about Shaqiri. I'm not saying when he came to Liverpool, but he's so underrated as a player in his career.
When he was at Stoke and that as well.
So underrated as a footballer, and because they're not fucking big names, because they might have played for Liverpool or whatever. And I know I was using Henderson as an example.
Yeah, I get you.
That's all I was doing. I'm not saying anything else that but we turn our nose up on that. We look away. So it was just I was using them as an example, Tyra. I'm not saying we should, but
I'll give a different example, but it's also an ex-Liverpool player, James Milner.
Yes,
James Milner's gone to Brighton. Now, there's a reason Brighton bought him, because Brighton buy young players, and they sell them on. So by having someone like Milner with these players, teaching them the ropes, bringing them through that professionalism, that's what you get out. And then they're selling these players off for higher values.
Yeah,
there's a lot to be said for it. Man United do one thing very, very well. We allow all our players to see out their contract and leave on a free.
Yeah. Well, I want to tell you something, gents, and there's a very, very, very quick story. Juanjinho Mata, I call him Juanjinho because I thought he was absolutely superb. But
he didn't want to leave.
He didn't want to leave, but he's still playing. Now, I know he's only playing in the Australian A-League, but the gaffer was talking about him this week, and he was talking about his longevity as a player and what he does and how he doesn't. But more importantly, how he uses Mata within the club. So if he sees something that a young player's done, he dispatches Mata to deal with him. So, for example, he was talking about if a young player, an 18-year-old or whatever, didn't sign an autograph for a young kid and he saw him, he would get Mata to deal with him. he would get Mata to go in and teach him the error of his ways. You haven't made it yet, son. What, you're not signing an autograph? You haven't fucking made it, Stuff like this. Watch him in the change room they're talking about. Watch his mannerisms. Watch what time he comes into training, what time he has his breakfast, what time he's in the gym. He's 37 years old and he's still playing, and they appreciate him. And that is what we need. And I would imagine Kobe Mainu, well, I don't know if he has actually, we don't know. But, if I was there and I was Kobe Mainu's age, I'd be looking at Casemiro in absolute awe. And
he done an interview at the beginning of the season. He done an interview at the beginning of the season, said he looks up to him, he watches him, everything. So
Kimmich, Kimmich, Mr. Post,
very good shout, yeah.
But I would be saying
Casemiro, would even go as far as thinking of Modric. He went to AC Milan 40, and doing bits in Italy.
40 years old. Still going.
Someone in that bracket, come in with aura and know-how. And I get your point. So I think the conclusion is we need an older head.
Who's buying Robertson? Oh, Tottenham, isn't it? Tottenham want to bring in Andy Robertson, don't they? They pre-contract if they don't get relegated. Again, that's someone else. It's about standards, about setting the standards, setting the right thing. Because they've got a lot of talented young fullbacks. Set the standards. What are you expected to do? United have let that go, and that's been spoken about by the old, from your Rios and everyone who's won something. But even Phil Jones, I know Phil Jones has won stuff when anyone says something, but when he left from his coaching role, he's like, we don't have the experience. You hear Wayne Rooney, Nicky Butt talking about when they've done their stuff at the club. That's what's lacking is the experienced player to go, wait, no, you don't do that. Today, I saw a clip of Obi refusing to sign fucking autographs of a little kid.
Yeah, I saw that as well. I've seen that. Yeah, I was going to bring that up.
Now, that's me. I'm smacking him one in the changing room.
Oh, yeah.
Bang! Round the back of the head. What are you doing? That's now gone viral. Who the fuck do you think you are?
But it's bad news. It's bad news. Really
because he is a nobody. He ain't playing. He ain't a first teamer. He's a nobody. He's an 17, 18-year-old just doing bits in the under 18s, but he's doing nothing for the 21s overall. He's not setting the world alight. He's not on the first team bench. He's not getting called up. You're not Billy Big Bollocks. Sign a fucking autograph. Sign that football for the
game. I did see that. I did see that. I was really disappointed.
And I can tell you, even going back, Matic, people like that, like you say, Mata, they ain't having that. Even Scott McTominay ain't having that.
Yeah, great example, Matic. There isn't a Matic around. Maybe Pelini is the closest to what a Matic would deliver, in terms of senior players. But those players, don't exist anymore, and I find it quite sad. If I'm being honest, I find it quite sad because, if I'm Kobe Mainu, I'd be wanting to go around to Casemiro's house every day for dinner, so I could talk to him about the game. I could pick his brains about the game. What was it like when you started? That type of thing. And
you've got. He might have been doing stuff like that with all this sitting out. That's what he's been watching. He's been because he's come in too smooth. I know you said it's not been of a good enough standard because that could be a lack of confidence. Yeah. He's just slid into that position next to Casemiro.
He has now. But let me tell you something about the way the game has changed and why I dislike modern football so much. On the same clip or the same game, Shea Lacey gave another pair of football boots away to a young fan. That's a pair of football boots, guys. Now, when Mark was going through the system, you were going through the system, I was going through the system. No way could you afford to give anyone a pair of fucking football boots. We weren't.
You were hoping for the player's boots you cleaned were given to you.
Yeah, we'll give you a pair. We'll give you his pair of boots in season, plus a nice fucking
all the tips and that. Yeah, you're like, you can keep that one.
Piece of money in your back pocket. But how's it got to the stage? No, seriously, guys, how's it got to the stage where a 20-year-old, 18-year-old, 17-year-old is giving football boots away to a fan?
Well, can I tell you? So when they get their training kits, they also get given X amount pairs of boots now by whoever it is, Adidas, Nike, or whatever. Yeah. And when the next new colorway comes out, they've got more to come because they have to wear that colorway, which also means now, if they already know they've got it, he can give them away. So there is a bit of give and take, but he's a Scouse lad. He knows what it's like.
But you're not. You've entered the first team pitch once away at Tottenham. or twice. I know, twice in consecutive games, but we haven't seen you since. Well, you didn't give him. Look, I thought it was great that he did. It's not the point I'm making, but the point I'm making is the way that football has changed in the modern game. When we have Phil Marsh, he would tell us you got a pair of Copa Mundials, and that was it. You got one pair of Copa Mundials. They had to last you a fucking season.
It's white. And it had to be blacked out. You had to black out the white stripes.
And that's what they should do now in the 18s and the 21s. Good night, Sebastian. You black it all out. You just give these. I don't know.
Yeah. Quick question from Trevor. Could the re-signing of Harry Maguire be as big as any signing in the summer as to see the development of Heaven and potentially Euro further down the line? And maybe learn from him big time. Yeah.
And I covered this, and Stu has said about it as well. When we re-signed him, we both said Lenny Euro, Aiden Heaven, this is a big signing. Maybe not for Manchester United's defensive structure, but for them.
Trev, the only criticism I got of there is you didn't put Sir Harry Maguire. It is Sir Harry Maguire, please, Trevor.
It's Sir Slabhead.
I think you're overdoing it, Stu. I think you're overdoing it. He's not that good.
The Premier League, the greatest modern day defender that's outside of Stevie Bruce and that of the Premier League. Virgil,
so he's not a Franco Baresi.
Don't because I'm glad you. Because I almost sent you the video of the '94 World Cup and Brazy balloon in his penalty kick when the guys
how old was he then? He was in his late 50s.
No, 34. I think when the crew of the Artemis went up to the moon, they saw his football still in orbit. In fact, funny enough, it's alongside Roberto Baggio's from that game.
I've got to be honest, since he came from Leicester, there's been no one more prolific in either box than Harry Maguire. There's a few maybe coming on. Maybe you could say Saliba now. You could argue maybe Van Dijk in his heyday, but I don't think he's that prolific in his own box of winning the headers.
Talking of Arsenal,
Harry Maguire, there's a reason we call him Slabhead. There's a reason when he plays for England, it just seems to even magnetize to his head and get cleared. He's just great. Maybe don't show that clip again as I'm about to say this, but he just seems to judge the ball perfectly in the air.
Yeah. Well, apart from that one, I think it's because he's got the biggest head on the fucking planet. But the other day, me and Jarvis were having a laugh and a joke, and we were talking about coaches, and I said, I don't want fucking set piece coaches. Rah, 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 rah. Anyway, did you watch the Arsenal Newcastle game? Did you see the set piece coach? And I'm thinking, fuck.
Yeah, but did you see the Newcastle players looking at theirs?
Yeah, I put my head in my hands. I thought, oh God. I thought Jarvis is going to have a fucking field day here.
Hey, I've noted that down. We've got a little one where we get like 5 or 6 players in a ball on the corner of the 18-yard box, as close to the corner taker, and then they can't be marked, and they make a late run, and either it's 1 or 2. Someone goes short and fires it across the box, so everyone's running in, and it could get a deflection, or it's put straight in, and there's any pushing or grabbing, it's a pen.
Yeah.
Scored quite a few from it. But now I've seen that and going, I quite like that foot. Take them all short, leave 2 or 3 in the box.
Yeah, I'm going,
whip it in. You could drag them all in and whip it in and leave it 1v1 almost at the back post.
My only saving grace was it was a brilliant shot by Eze. And if it had been a worked header at the back stick, which he was free, I'd have been crying.
Saliba was there, wasn't he? Still with his player.
He just missed it.
Yeah. Quick question from Johnny K. Could Heaven for £1 million be our defensive equivalent of Cantona? Thank you, Arsenal.
I wouldn't go. You can't put him in the Cantona category. Jesus Christ! But I would say contender for signing of the season.
Yeah. Well,
last season.
Emma Lamans. Lamans would be close for this year. Johnny,
rookie of the season, like they do in the American sports. Rookie of the season. That's Lamans first.
Definitely one of our best signings in the last 10, 15 years to pay £1 million for him.
Agree.
Well, we struggled to get that deal over the line, didn't we, because of his age or something? I know something. It took a while, didn't it, to get the Heaven deal over the line. We got the Chido.
Well, because he was a Arsenal first team player. He'd played so many games.
We got Chido over the line a bit quicker, didn't we? But the difference between Heaven and Chido is night and day.
And there was another one. Who was it? Was it Trevor? Boxing. Man United youth players get famous very quick because of the media hype around the club, I think. Now, anyone who watches my channel, I shut this down quite often regarding JJ Gabriel and things like that. But Shea Lacey played yesterday morning.
He did?
No, Saturday morning. Sorry. I think it was the 18th. And he's also played for the 21. I think he's played
yesterday for the 21s, didn't he?
Yesterday for the 21s. He played for the in the 18s in the FA in the PL2 Cup thing. He was playing in that. He's played 210 minutes roughly this week, and he's sat on the bench. Yet Obi, Billy Bug Bollocks, not matching up, can't even get on our bench when we're short strikers. Now, what does that say about players and their level? Shea Lacey's giving away a pair of boots, and he's showing professionalism, right? I'm available. I can do it, yeah. Obi, blanking people in the streets, not getting called up. That's standards. That's Carrick going back old school, in my opinion, to that.
I mean, look, again, fair play to Shea Lacey, etc., etc., etc. But our bench is weak tonight anyway, so we need to address that, don't we?
But guys, can I play the devil's advocate when it comes to this?
Yes.
Because some of these young players are young players. They are just kids in the way, you know, they are teens. And sometimes,
kids need to be kids, and we don't allow them to anymore as fans. And because so much with social media, they grow, they get hyped up, and they grow, think they're better than what they are because of.
But this is my point. This is my point, Mark. It's not about criticizing Obi. It's about my criticism goes to the club. There should be people around Obi to help him with this all the time, all the young players, because what we do in Man United, we don't develop players. We just bring them up to fame and fortune, and then we leave them on their own. We've seen it so many. But we've seen this so many times in our club. What we have been doing, we don't develop young players anymore. We take them up to a level when they become superstars and they can't handle the situation. We've seen it
all over the place.
I can mention at least 5 on the right away. You know, we have Greenwood. We all know what happened to him. Rashford, Jesse Lingard. We have help me out, guys. There's so many.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you,
all of these young players, they become superstars right away, and they can't handle the scrutiny.
Yeah,
and this is the thing. You know, we don't develop players. We don't teach them to become a man.
But nobody does. I can tell you now, no club does, because one of Jake's friends, his brother signed for Chelsea at 14, 15.
Garnacho.
Give him $5,000 a week, put in a £1 million mansion so that his family could come down and stay with him. He saw out his 5-year contract. He's now playing for Burton Albion.
Yeah.
So what's the point in that? You've invested all this money for what? Nothing. Because that's what they do.
And you're investing in the potential, and sometimes you don't know where.
This is my point about.
Is that potential, or they hit a ceiling? You don't know.
But at $5,000, you know, when you finish your contract at 20 years old, and if you've been sensible with your money, $5,000 a week for 5 years, if you've been sensible for your money, you can quite easily go to Burton Albion and see out your career on $4,000 a week. It's in a row.
So now be Obi on 30,000 a week to get him out of the Arsenal deal.
Exactly.
And with incrementations every year.
Exactly.
Increases.
Exactly.
He's already made it. There are players in the Premier League down the bottom end on that money playing in the Premier League, and he's in the fucking under 18s.
This is what I mean. They'll throw the book at JJ Gabriel for money.
Yeah, but how is that? And my question go back to you guys. How is that developing a young guy?
It doesn't develop nobody. It develops a bank account, and that's it. And we've allowed that. You know, we speak about player power all the time. Player power now starts at 14. My point was, by the way, the player power now starts at 14 and 15
Yeah, parent power, I call it.
Yeah, it's fucking shocking. It's an absolute
Parents use their kids. Parents use their kids to bring in a bigger income than they can earn. Because up until 18, 19, even 20, they still have control of that money. Definitely until 18 anyway, right? They then, as Stu said, we don't know if they're going to hit their peak or if they're still developing. Have they hit their growth or are they still going? But they do measurements which are inaccurate because Scott McTominay is a prime example of that. He was not 6'2", 6'3" at 17. He was like 5'9", and he just kept growing. But when you look at these players, JJ, okay, he's doing great, but so is Rooney's son, Kai.
Yeah, very well. He's doing better.
And he's a year younger.
Yeah.
Well, 6 months younger. I think they're the same year, aren't they? But Gabriel's a little bit older. But we bought Gabriel in. We went and got him.
Yeah, we got him from
We brought him in. We have to develop him. We've already invested. But when you're going to Manchester United and players on 200,000-300,000 a week, 30,000 for an under 18, still peanuts. It's wrong. But where are these players meant to develop? You can either put them out on loan, like we have. Guys, help me out. Who's the midfielder who's on loan in Switzerland?
I know.
Kone. No,
Kone's gone over there. He's got a bit of a Billy Biggs bollocks sort of mentality over there. That's the rumours that came out. He doesn't play. He doesn't start. We own that club. We could demand that he plays, but they're doing it the right way. You got to earn your place. He's not playing. A lot. Hugh Gill, people like that went down to League 2, League 1. They don't cut it, but they were great for the under 18s and 21s. There's a big gap. Without reserve team football, without allowing these players to play with adults, they do not develop.
Mark, have you, by the way, talking about youngsters, have you followed Galbraith this season?
No.
He's doing really, really well at in the second level. What's the championship? No.
Championship. Yeah, it's the second level.
Yeah. So, but you know, when you become 24 as a midfielder, you're suddenly too old. And I think this is where modern football has gone wrong, because I don't think like all these 18, 19-year-old midfielders are nowhere near being
good enough. You have to
be
be a first team player by the age of 20, because under 21 football, you're already too old. If you hit 21, a club will let you go. And you have to then go find another pro club, probably 3-4 divisions lower. Exactly what Shoes just said. Chelsea, and he ends up at Burton Albion. Now, that's a fucking drop-off, right? Don't care who you are, what you say. And you actually look, every year, all our players that we let go end up playing football. But a lot of them might even drop down to National League, National League itself, okay? And they get forgotten about. Oh, he was at United's academy, right?
Don't know, he got £2 million in the bank.
Yeah, he's got money in the bank, and
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anymore if you got.
We are the biggest problem. Fans are the biggest problem for some of these youth players, because we buy into the hype because we want to. We want another Cristiano Ronaldo. We want to bring through. We want another class of '92. We want David Beckham being picked up from London, brought to Manchester United.
That's where we want.
Guys, maybe that Max. Sorry, Jarvis. Maybe that Max Diamond might have a shot if maybe he's at the right club with us. I don't know. Who knows? But I think
he's been dealt with in the right way. He's training with the first team. He's there. He stays with the first team. He's played a couple of cup matches. He's in and out of the squad. Great. That's the way to do it.
Yeah. I will be interested to see what we do. I think Cheeto won't make it for us, by the way, just for the record.
Well, he needs to go on loan.
I don't think we'll see him. I don't think he'll make it.
But I'm saying, like, next season, because he'll be 18, 19, he's not really cutting it for the 21s. He can get goals in the 18s, but up against 16, 17-year-olds, so he fucking should. Go on loan, League 2, to show me what you can do.
Yeah.
100%. Sorry, Jarvis.
No, I was just saying, guys, we're not going to do a Scorsese tonight. It's the match reaction. But tomorrow night, we will do a proper... proper show,
Yes.
and analyze the game like with tactical board. We will go through all the footage.
Yes.
I don't know, Mark. Are you free tomorrow to do a show?
I'm doing my one tomorrow night. I've already said I'll do mine tomorrow night. I like to give
it. We're going to go.
We can figure something out. We can figure something out. Maybe we can redirect or anything. Yeah.
So try and go for 21st Century Vampire. We're going to try and go about 7 o'clock, won't we? If we could, 7:30.
Yeah, if we can go early, that's
if you do that,
okay for me. Yeah,
out of time.
Yeah, because 21st Century Vampire. You what? Sorry.
Champions League tomorrow.
Yeah, so if we did 7, do an hour and a half, and then Champions League will be on.
Yeah, but guys, if you haven't, please do us a favor, smash the like, and we will try to be back tomorrow night. I will try to redirect you over to Nuruddin's channel. He's still live. So
he's
tired.
I'm getting old.
Yeah.
I'm yawning. I don't know what you're on about.
I'm just getting old, gents. I'm just getting old. It's life, I'm afraid.
To be fair, Stu has got a simmer frame there nowadays.
Yeah, I need a simmer frame. Trust me.
I will redirect you guys over to Nuruddin's channel. The name of the show is Poor Performance or something. So if you want to have a strong take on Man United, go over to Nuruddin and join the debate. It's always interesting. I'll just remove the outro. So tonight there will be no outro. Also tomorrow, remember, go over to Mark's channel, United Lens, and watch his match reaction around. Is it 8ish, 9ish?
9ish.
9ish. Yeah. So it will be an interesting. It was an interesting game. I'm happy we won, and I just want to go for the man of the match before we end the show. And you guys voted Casemiro with 45% of the votes, and Lammens coming in second, Mainu third, and Bruno only 4% of the votes. So Sene Lammens get it. It's a great win. We are 11 points clear of Brighton at the moment. We only need 1 more point, maybe 2 more points to be mathematically clear on
it's a draw against Liverpool. If we draw against Liverpool, because we're both above on similar points.
Draw does it. Yeah.
So thank you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for all the super chats. We had a couple of super chats I just want to mention before we leave. Bilal, £2 super chat. The Legend 21 Century Vampire with a 200 rupee super chat, and Grace Sheridan coming in with a £5 super chat. So thank you for your contributions, guys. And top fans of the show was Grace, I Am Titanium, 21st Century, Nikki T, Danny B, Johnny Commode, Boxing, Straight Talk, Tyrone, Dave, Franz, and Tom Porter and Trevor Wade. So thank you guys, Yal Malmin, and all of you guys. So see you tomorrow night, and will be great to talk more about the game in detail tomorrow. So thank you, Mark. Thank you, Stu, and thank you all. See you on the next. Bye bye.